Stage, that would help. Hey, Kitty, I thought I hit 9 o'clock. Do I need to go in and change it? What do you think I should do? You guys are getting me like at my rawest right now. You're being so good down there. Can you hear me, Kitty? Kitty, are you there? Nobody's here. I think I'm going to end and restart and set it for the right time. Let's try this again. Oh, there you are. Are you there, Kitty? I just saw that one eyeball popped up, so. No, still no, Kitty? Oh, there you are. 6:50, yeah. So that's your present time, yeah, which means that I made it for 9:50. Do you think I should end the stream and reset the time? Because I thought I put in 9 o'clock, but if I hit 9:50, then that means nobody like on this side of the world is gonna be trying to tune in for another whatever, 45, 40 minutes, whatever it is. You think we're good? Okay, yay, we're good. I'm missing Helena. Where is Miss Helena tonight? We got you to spark up with some color down there. You were looking pale as a ghost. I'm talking to myself. No, not really. Even though I do talk to myself. And anybody who says they don't is lying through their teeth. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, consistent time is definitely a good thing. Consistency, which is something, I've honestly been struggling with. I want to thank you, Kitty. Actually, this is like the rawest you guys are going to get me. So that's a huge compliment. I have like pretty much no makeup on. I threw a little bit of blush on my cheeks, some lip gloss on my lips. I don't have my ears. But I wasn't feeling very good right before the live started. I'm like, this is just my luck. I was starting to get a migraine, and then I also then like about 25 minutes before 9 started feeling nauseous. So I had to hurry up and take my medicine for that. Medicine to counteract everything, and then I've got medicines I have to use to counteract the problems that some medicines cause. It's a fun life living out of a pill bottle. So, since last week, I had, addressed some issues that I've been having, and I got some distressing news. Everything checked out fine except for my rheumatoid levels. So I'm headed to the rheumatologist, and it's kind of likely that I have rheumatoid arthritis. So that's what's been going on with me. It's why I've been feeling so icky. It's actually explained like a lot of symptoms that I've had that can correlate to rheumatoid arthritis that I have not understood whatsoever and why they're happening. It's a very serious disease, and I say everything with a smile, but inside I'm scared. They do have a lot of new treatments though. So, everything's going to be okay. You got to tackle everything, no matter how chaotic it is in your life. If you can tackle things with a positive thought in your head and a smile on your face, it can make all the difference. So, I really want, like, if everybody brings absolutely nothing from the things that I'm doing on social media, because I'm not just here on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Threads. I'm just about everywhere except for X and Snapchat. So if nobody takes anything at all from the things that I say or do, please take positivity from me. As much of it as you want or need, I have to give. So let's just stay positive, y'all. That's one of the only things we can do. We only have control over ourselves, our own, feelings and emotions, and nobody else or nothing else in this world. So just try and keep yourself positive. One positive thought in the morning can change your entire day. So with that, I'm going to take a peek at what Kitty is saying. Absolutely, Kitty. He is saying that positive, thoughts help you get through rough times, and that's absolutely true. And with those words being said, we're going to get into something very positive that is sitting right next to me, so like perfectly, and he's never this quiet and this calm. I'm wondering what's going on with him. And he is one of my most beautiful animals. Although they're all beautiful in their own ways, even like the ones that some people would say are so plain, like my American green tree frogs, they're all unique. Every one of them is slightly different and they're special. They all have their own personalities. I have one left that's been with me for like 3 years now. So he is reaching like his life expectancy. That'll be a really, really sad day. But I absolutely love green tree frogs of all, different types. If you guys are familiar with me or the channel, then you know that I have the Australian green tree frogs too, or the white dumpy tree frogs. So let's get this little guy up and in the camera. You want to come here? You want to come here, babies? Come on, munchkins. Come on, munchkins. He's my good boy. I just realized recently that he was a boy, or is a boy. This particular animal takes quite a while to reach maturity, a lot longer, especially than their cousins, of which we will discuss here in a second. I'm just being slow and gentle with them is all. I could just grab them up, but I'm just choosing not to. Come here, Munchkie Keys. And of course, when I got him, I did not know if he was male or female, and this name just stood out to me. His name is Munchkin. And he is my Chihuahua gecko. He's my first Chihuahua gecko. I'm going to be getting a couple more here shortly. Say hi. Oh, he's looking right at you guys. He's like, what is this? I'm so confused right now as my head glitches out. Now, Chihuahua geckos are interesting and fun and cool for so many reasons. He's almost like, look how big he is. I can't believe how big he's gotten. Like, when I got him, he was so much smaller. If you guys look back in the videos, you'll see him much smaller. I realized not too long ago how much bigger he had gotten. It's hard when you see them every day. He wants a piece of kitty too. I'll tell you what, Chihuahua geckos, they love their protein. So he might just take a little bite of kitty and then leave the rest of you behind. I'm just kidding. He wouldn't do that to you.
I'm going in the live. I want to play with you too.
What? Okay, well, hold on one second. We have someone joining us. It's not just Munchkin is going to be the special guest of the live tonight. If you look back there on my nightstand, you can see my little spood houses. They live right next to me. And then you can see my little jack speaker back there. That's actually a speaker.
Hello, everybody.
And then the special guest is Booba.
Booba.
He lives. Believe it or not. He isn't just a ghost in the background. So, Munchkin, like I mentioned, is a Chihuahua gecko. Hi, Helena. Sorry, I put the live stream for the wrong time. I thought it was like 0:00, not 10 minutes till. I'm so happy to see you here. Oh, yay. And Kitty, my procrastinating, you know what, emailed you a few hours ago with my number, so you can, you can call me and message me, and then of course give that to Helena as well. I messaged you from 2 different emails. The first one I realized you wouldn't recognize, so you might not open it. Thanks, Helena. I appreciate you understanding. Helena says, no problem. She is one of my most loyal watchers, and I appreciate her so much for being part of our TASA family, because that's what we are here. We're not just a channel, we're a family. And Helena, just real quick, I don't want you to have to go rewatch the live again. I had told you all that I was getting tested for some things last week, and everything came back normal except for my rheumatoid levels. So I'm headed to the rheumatologist. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. Helena and Katie are in love. You guys gonna get married? I want to know. Can I be your maid of honor? So I just wanted to let you know that I'm headed to the rheumatologist, and that's explained a lot of the reasons why I'm feeling the way I have been feeling, and also some symptoms that I've been having that can correlate with rheumatoid arthritis. So I'm thinking, that's probably what the end diagnosis is going to be. Thank you. I'm glad that the majority of them were normal too. I guess it could have been way worse, right? I could have had that, and then lupus, and then cancer, and then let's throw some more stuff in there. I'm sure we can think of some things. Yes, things could have been so much worse. And that's something that I mentioned earlier, is that through everything, just trying to keep a positive mind and a positive attitude is the most important thing. So when you can say stuff with positive, thoughts in your head and a smile on your face, then you can face any battle. I truly believe this because I've actually lived it. So I'm glad you agree. Glad you agree. So I don't know if you missed He's probably, oh no, it's not turned on, my heating pad. I live on my heating pad because of my pain.
You should turn it on.
Yeah, he would like it, but he's not going to want to get off of it. We're trying to show him to people. So, and I just realized not too long ago that he's a him because I take medicines that make my mouth dry. Sorry, you guys. So, I want people to see him. He hasn't been seen in a while. And when I got him, he was very small, and he's still a juvenile because they take so long to reach adulthood or maturity. He was unsexed, and there was no way to tell what, sex he was. And now I have been able to determine that he's a boy, and he's gotten so big. And I was mentioning that, as they grow, when you see them every day, it's hard sometimes to tell how much, they've grown. But one day I went to go get him out of his enclosure, and I just realized, like, oh my gosh, he is huge. How did I not realize how big he's gotten? And that's when I noticed what was under his tail and how he's a he. So, he is my support gecko. And if you don't know who I'm talking about by now,
He's starting to like to feel the heat, probably.
probably he can chill with me on the heat afterwards. I'm talking about Munchkin, my support Chihuahua. He was looking right at the camera earlier. And I love my favorite features of his is this little heart on his head. When he fires down, you can't see it because he was totally fired down earlier. And I thought it had disappeared. I'm like, where did your heart go? It didn't go anywhere. He was just fired down. So, anyways, this is Munchkin, my support Chihuahua. And if you notice, it's kind of hard to see with this camera, and actually the lighting is really what kills it. Something that a lot of people go for are this white collar that he has around his neck. He just wants to climb up my arm. He wants nothing to do with the camera. If you can see, there you go, that white collar right there. That's something that a lot of breeders go for, is that white collar. It's very sought after. His father had a full white collar. His doesn't meet completely in the middle, but he's still got a mostly white collar. And these geckos are the cousins of crested geckos. He wants a piece of kitty, no problem. So, and I don't know, honestly, when he's going to pop in and out. He said he wanted to be part of the live tonight, but I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. I have no idea. Whatever. Chihuahua geckos are really cool for many reasons. Like I said, they are the cousins of the crested gecko. Oh, and he just did it. And you can see they have fully prehensile tails. I'm not gonna do it, but I could actually pick him up and hold him by his tail. They also have, and you wouldn't be able to see this, especially because of the camera, just like how they have sticky pads on their toes, Chihuahua geckos possess blah, 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 blah. There goes what happened from the lack of oxygen to my brain. They have a sticky pad on the end of their tail right here as well, which, like I said, you guys aren't going to be able to see it. It's literally just on the end of their tail right here. And he's trying to grab onto me with what he's doing right there. You see how there's some friction and it's not just pulling off. That's why, because he's got that sticky pad that helps him hold on to everything. And these geckos are also called the mossy gecko. The reason being is YouTube is very, very funny. Yes, he's very Tudor style, Helena. And thanks for checking that out, you guys. Yes, they have a fully prehensile tail, which is really cool. They can hang, from them if they so choose. And like I was saying, they're also called the mossy gecko because of their color. Even though they are fully equipped to spend their time, in the tops of trees, they tend to spend the majority of their time on the undersides of the canopies. So they need to have as much possible as to hang on to, and also camouflage because they are predators for a lot. Prey items for a lot of predators. So they use their coloration to blend in with their habitat. And speaking of habitat, these guys are from an island chain. It's very small. It's made up of only 2 islands. And it's actually like a blip on the map. And the fact that so many cool geckos actually come from this teeny tiny chain of islands in the Pacific amazes me. So New Caledonia is an area just off of Australia. It's in between New Zealand and New Guinea, and like I said, are very, very small islands. So like literally blips on the map. When you have the chance, look up, on the map where New Caledonia is located. And like I said, there's just 2 islands, main islands made up of this particular island chain. And that's the I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but the Grand Terre and the Isle of Pines. So, and the geckos that tend to be more docile, from what I understand, do come from the Isle of Pine, which I think is the smaller of the 2 island chains. Well, yeah, obviously that makes sense. The Grand Terre would be the bigger island. So that's where these guys come from. But they are closely related to another type of gecko, of which I'm very fond of, and we have many of, and that's the crested gecko. And 20 years ago, they thought the crested gecko was completely extinct. But then someone found one, and now they literally populate almost every American home. True story.
That's wild.
So, may I please have a sip of that?
That's wild. Something could be extinct.
Correct. They think that it's completely gone, yet they've found it, and it literally has been populated in so many, like every PetSmart has them. And yeah, there's a lot of us breeding them. There's more crested gecko breeders than I even know, or can count for that matter. So give me 1 second, please. I hope this carbonation doesn't mess with my stomach. But wow, that taste was worth it. Wish it was a cherry Pepsi. So, question, you guys, Pepsi or Coke? Excuse me. Oh, Helena, you broke my heart. Kitty! Oh, you guys have broken my heart. Oh, no. True Pepsi fan. All the way through and through. And yes, Munchkin is just chilling on my back. And I'm sorry. I saw, Helena, where you asked earlier, does he feel warm or cold? It all depends on whether or not they're warm. And at the time that I picked him up, he wasn't warm, even though he has a heating element, in his container. He doesn't really stay like right next to it or anything that I've noticed. So he's usually kind of cooler to the touch whenever I pick him up. So vanilla cherry Coke is good, but I'm all about the Pepsi, and cherry Pepsi's my favorite, and you just can't replicate cherry Pepsi. You just can't do it. I don't know if you guys remember, like 20 something years ago, there was a Pepsi Blue. They discontinued that. It was a blue raspberry Pepsi. Oh my gosh, I drank that like all day long.
I wonder if we could let him watch him chase a cricket.
And then I don't know if the camera is gonna like see that.
If we can tilt it down and put a
yeah, but I'm just talking more like about the quality of the stream and everything. Let's go, kitty. Let's go. So, yeah, I loved that soda. And yes, the carbonation's affecting my stomach. That was stupid. But I'm a glutton for punishment, I swear. Truly. That's a true story, too. Yeah, I drank a lot of that. And then I got a major kidney infection that almost killed me. I was in the hospital for a month, and they told me to stop drinking soda. And I did for like 20 years. And then I started drinking it again recently because it's just so good. So anyways, so yeah, the main island of New Caledonia is the Grand Terre. Let me just tell you like a little bit of what Google has to say. The Google has to say about New Caledonia. And that's what I call Google, by the way, Google. So the main island of New Caledonia, also known as the mainland, is almost 400 kilometers long and 50 kilometers wide. So that tells you how big these islands are. Like I said, it's amazing that so many cool geckos exist in such a small area. The Isle of Pines is located south of the main island. And it's one of the best known islands in the archipelago. So New Caledonia is what else it says. New Caledonia also includes the Loyalty Islands, the Belep Islands, I hope I'm saying that right, and several smaller islands and atolls. The Loyalty Islands are made up of Ovois, I believe is how that's pronounced, Lefou, Tiga, and Mare. New Caledonia is home to a unique ecosystem, as we already know, and preserves Gondwana plant and animal lineages. It's also known for its rich nickel deposits, which are amongst the largest in the world. So, the smallest chain of islands in the world is not only home to some of the coolest geckos in the world, it's also home to some of the biggest nickel deposits in the world. The world is an amazing freaking place. Oh, they don't have independent eyes, silly. Those are chameleons. We all have independent eyes. The ones that can move separate of one another. I know exactly what you're saying, Kitty. I just have to tease you. Those are chameleons, and I've owned one before. It should not have been sold to me at the size it was. It was so teeny, and I knew that when I bought it, but I bought it anyways, and this was so long ago. I was like 17. But most chameleons do not make good pets. There's only certain, species of chameleons, like the Jackson's chameleons, that will ever truly make good pets. Chameleons, especially like the veileds, tend to end up have very bad attitudes. And that's exactly what happened with mine. Even though I had him since he was this big, he grew up and he had the worst attitude in the world. All he would do was hiss at me and try and bite me. So the link. Oh. If you want, yeah. That's fine. No, I got him. That's fine. That's fine. I got this. Thank you. I'm kind of hungry, so that wouldn't be a bad thing. So, here's my munchkins. And they're very soft. They're very soft to touch. They're softer than most crested geckos are. There are a type of crested gecko. Sorry, this just feels so good. I got lost for a second. Most crested geckos are a little bit tougher in the way that they feel, but there is a lineage basically called soft scale, and I actually have one, Honey, and I'm breeding her with Scurry, who's my het axanthic lily white crested gecko. And speaking of crested geckos, because these guys are cousins, you can breed them. There are some, breeders who are very much against this. I know this to be a fact. So, it's kind of basically all in your personal choice is what you do and what you like. Obviously, we all have our own opinions. So they are able to be bred together. I'm not sure what you would call that type of gecko. I know we've talked about this before. It would be some sort of Frankenstein name. But you see how cool he is? Crusted. Crusted. Yeah, I put them in my shake and bake. And it's funny because sometimes when I'm typing out crested, it will come up, my autocorrect will come up and try and put in crusted. I'm like, no, they're not crusted. They're definitely not crusted. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Look how good he's being. You see why he's my support too. So good. Love him. But they get a lot bigger than the crested geckos do. And their coloration obviously is quite different. And they can vary in color, including pinks. They have hues of pinks that these guys come in. And right? Like a pyre hash browns. That's what I should like, try and use somehow, like in one of my next videos. the crusted gecko. See if that makes me viral. Thank you, Elena. That's why I need you to be my friend for realies on the outs. Oh, goodness. What would I do without you guys on Saturday nights? Absolutely nothing, because I have no life. Oh, goodness gracious me. I crack myself up. Can you all tell? So I posted something on Facebook because my mom, she sent me, she's not my biological mother, but she is my mother. She has been for like 21 years now. We chose each other. And the whole family chose me and I chose them. I'm not close with my biological family on either side, just some of my cousins on my dad's side. I don't have any cousins on my mom's side. So anyways, she posted a picture of herself and my son and she tagged me in it and I reposted it. Except I wrote like these are the two of the most important people in my life, and these are my mom and my son, and like, or I'll tell you who these two crazy effers are. They're my mother and my son. Now you see where I got it from. I give a lot more of my personality because I'm able to. I'm so limited as to what I'm able to do on YouTube. And of course, the channel is family friendly and I want it to stay family friendly. So there's only so much I'm going to say and do on the channel. My Facebook's a lot more adult oriented. Don't put it like that. I'm not accepting friend requests from children. In fact, I'm not accepting friend requests at all unless you follow me already. So it's just, like there's a whole process now. You can't just message me. It doesn't work that way. So you tell them, huh, Munchkin, my mama doesn't just accept messages from anybody anymore. You have to be her follower. Yes, Elena, we try and keep it that way. I know that I have some children that are subscribers. I honestly don't know how much they watch the channel. But I do know that, my videos will always be out there and any child can come across them. And I want them to be safe for children. I'm a mother and I want the world to be as safe as possible for my children. So I'm going to try and keep the world as safe as possible for my children and for other people's children. I think that's something that is, a responsibility that falls on all of our shoulders. Some may not agree, but you know what opinions are like. You know that saying, right? He does need a hat. Absolutely. I need somebody to knit him a hat or crochet him a hat. Do you crochet, Helena? I was talking to someone about this recently, that I need some little crocheted hats for my geckos, but I don't know how to crochet, and I'm going to have to hire somebody. Right? There once was a man from Nantucket. That part. Oh, goodness. Isn't he a good gecko? Where are you going, Munchkikis? Do you guys remember that show, that kids show from the 80s, the something Friends? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. The Shirt Tag Pals or Shirt Tag Friends or something like that it was called. And there was a character in that cartoon because I was a kid in the 80s and I watched that a lot, and there was a character in it that they called Munchkiki. And so that's where I get that from. Ever since I named him Munchkin, that's oh, Helena. That's too bad. We're going to have to get you making some crafts. That's something that I want to do here in the very near future. I just have transportation issues and, money has been tight. So, but yeah, I want to do some more crafts on here and teach you guys how to make some more stuffs. Some more cool stuffs. And then, of course, Elena, if you ever want or need anything made, I will be happy to make it for you. And there's lots of stuff that I can make. I can make baskets as well. I make really nice gift baskets. So With that being said, if you have any craft needs, of course, hit me up first before you go get it from somebody else that's going to totally overcharge you or whatever else. Not give you your money's worth, all that good stuff. That just reminded me of something. I'm really kind of disappointed with this company. I don't think it's still over there. What did I do with it? It might be gone now. I don't know. It's odd. I thought I put it back here. Yeah, no, it's still back here. I put it in my drawer. So for many years, I have been, and I do have shorts on. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to like almost flash you there. I do have shorts on. I have been getting approached by this company for a long, long time about their like VIP circle. And of course I know, I'm no VIP. They need to make their money, whatever. But they sell like a box that's supposed to be worth like $200 or $300 and like you only pay so much for it. And that's what I thought I was getting. And I paid for, shipping and handling, and it took like 3 weeks to get here. And this is what I got. And I'll show you what's inside. I mean, I only paid $10 for it, the shipping and handling, so it is what it is, but that's what I got. It's a pretty stone. A pouch, right? Pretty much a pouch. It looks prettier in person than you can see on camera. It has some pretty shine to it. It's a type of moonstone, but it really isn't worth it. But it's a labradorite moonstone. So like I said, and like Helena said, yeah, a pouch and nice stone, but and then I hadn't even received this yet, and they were trying to sell me their box that's supposedly worth $200 to $300 worth of things in it that you only pay so much for. I'm like, I haven't even gotten what I already bought from you. Like, I had to email them and ask them where my stuff was. Anyways, if you guys want to know the name of the company, it's Aura Bloom. Just putting it out there. Just saying. So let's get into some facts about Chihuahua geckos, and not just talk about companies that are selling you stuff that it really isn't worth it. Chihuahuas are really similar to crested geckos in a lot of ways. Like as far as like their care needs and stuff like that. Now they're better off, with an enclosure that they feel secure in, as opposed to putting them in a huge enclosure, because these animals in nature are prey items. So they're going to feel like something is going to predate on them if they're in too big of an enclosure, basically. And I advocate for the biggest enclosure possible for all of your pets if they are in enclosures. But with these particular two species, I don't recommend putting them in too big of an enclosure. Like, honestly, I've been looking at some care tips that someone else, had posted about the Chihuahua geckos. And they were saying that they kept, I believe, an adult in a regular like 10-gallon, aquarium, and that was suitable. Let me look. Give me 1 second. Basically, that's what they were saying. For single animals over 25 grams, that a 10-gallon tank they found was suitable. Now, I've always had Munchkin in the same size enclosure since I got him. because we were limited for space. I mean, well, that was the biggest thing with space. I mean, money's been tight, but that's an that's an ongoing struggle, I think, for everybody right now. But we've had some hardships. So, being out of work and things like that. So, and accidents and all that fun stuffs. But so anyways, the enclosure that he's been in since I got him was always intended for him. And he's got a lot of stuff to climb on. Sorry, you guys. He's got a lot of stuff to climb on in his terrarium. That's a very, very nice question, or very good question, Helena, and I will get into that in just a second. So one of the best things you can do for your Chihuahua gecko is provide them, and this is really with any gecko or any animal, is provide them plenty of places to hide, plenty of places to climb, because they are terrestrial beings. They're up in the trees climbing. Like I said, they do spend more of their time like under the canopy as opposed to above, because they don't want to be eaten. So and that's where you're going to find these guys most of the time. They have a varied diet. They eat both fruit and protein items. These guys will eat just about anything. If they can get their mouth on it, they're going to eat it. He tried to eat his silk flower in his enclosure as I was taking him out today, and he just got fed last night. He's a glutton. Him's a glutton, huh? Him's always hungry. And it's okay. Him's always going to get fed. We are trying to limit the amount of crickets that we're feeding because the cost has just become, I don't even want to get into what the cost has become for crickets. It's just outrageous. And we've even tried ordering them, and we've not had any success. They arrived dead, and then I made a complaint, and then they were resent out and arrived dead again, and then I got told it was my fault, and it wasn't. So whatever. It's a huge huge cost when you're keeping these animals, especially as many as we have. So we're trying our best to pull back the amount of crickets that we feed, because there are so many other, insects that you can feed. And then these guys also do eat fruit. And the main way of, providing them the fruit that they need is through a mixture, a dry powdered mixture that all of us in the community use, called Pangea. There's an actual brand called Pangea, but then, Crested Gecko Food ended up just all being labeled Pangea. So when you hear that term Pangea, that's what people are talking about. They're talking about the powder-based food that's made for these geckos. And it contains a number of things, a number of fruits, as well as most of them will contain like crushed up and pulverized soldier fly larvae, and they can contain other types of insect stuffs as well. So these guys will eat crickets. They'll eat all sorts of different types of worms. We feed them mealworms, sometimes waxworms. Those are in every once in a while because they're very fatty and very addictive. Yes, geckos can get addicted to stuff too, and they can eat just pretty much anything. Soldier fly larvae. They can eat out in nature. They apparently like snails quite a bit. And I guess that's one of the things that they face in captivity is calcium deficiency, which can be an issue for all reptiles. They are known to be susceptible to metabolic, bone disease, which is a calcium deficiency. And it causes them to get sick, just like, if we didn't have enough calcium, we would get sick too. So, the best thing to do is to vary their diet. These guys really need a little bit more protein, in their diet, like the crickets and the worms, as opposed to the crested diets, can eat more fruit like the Pangea. So, and another thing you can do is you can actually make your own fruit smoothies for them, and just throw in the crickets or the soldier fly larva yourself. Do they eat spaghetti? Munchkin, that's a good question. I think Munchkin's got to tell us that. Hey, Munchkin, do you eat spaghetti? Hello? I don't know. It's still a mystery. And it's back to you, Bob, in the studio. He licked a bunch of times, so he just might. I know I like spaghetti. Hey, that's a great idea, Elena. A gecko smoothie bar. Come bring your geckos to the gecko smoothie bar. Oh, you know what? That is a good idea. I think you might have just helped me with something, Elena. So there's this app, if you guys are not aware, called the Neighborhood app. And it's how you can find and connect with people and places in your actual neighborhood. And Booba discovered it recently. And so we've been networking. Well, he has. I haven't been. I've got too much on my plate with Facebook, you guys. Like, I got up today and I had 78 notifications, and I went to bed with 100 that I hadn't gotten cleared out yet. Like, it's nonstop. Like, literally yesterday I was trying to clear out notifications and I couldn't, because second by second a new notification was coming in, literally second by second. And the way Facebook does it is like, and I like to scroll down and take care of the oldest first, but then every time a new one comes in, they just put you right back at the top and you have to keep scrolling all the way back down. And it gets so frustrating. So then you don't even get to like all of your older notifications. It's crazy. So yeah, I've had my hands full. I don't have time for neighborhood, but Booba does. And that is something that I actually might be able to start up here at home and advertise in the Neighborhood app and actually make some money off of. So that's awesome. Thank you, Helena, because anyway, I can make some extra money would be great. I love it. In fact, oh, poor Elena. I'm sorry. Something that's happened to me in the past few days is I found out that my best friend of 31 years who lives in Santa Cruz, found out that she was going to be homeless, basically. And this is someone that, a few days ago, like when she had just learned she was going to be homeless, she had spent her whole day feeding the homeless. And she's literally one of the best people I've ever known. And since I have a platform, I have vowed to use my platform for good. If you go to my Facebook, you'll see all the stuff that I have done for Sam Lilly and the Sam Lilly family, particularly, and particularly his aunt, because I've become fast friends with her and care for her dearly. So I have done a lot of stuff, as far as editing some stuff and posting a lot of stuff about Sam Lilly, and about the tragedy that befell him. And what I want to continue to post is about who he was as a person, so that people don't just concentrate on the tragedy that, happened. And I don't want that to be the focus of his life, because Sam Lilly was an awesome person. And I want people to focus on that and not what happened over DC in the night sky. So, So my best friend, since we were 15 and 16, still lives in Santa Cruz. It's in California. Yeah, where they shot. I know exactly where you. Oh my God! I love you, Kitty. I love you, Kitty. There's not too many people who can say that they're proud to know exactly what beach in Bonnie Doon that tunnel from The Last Boys is at. Not only where it's at, but have been in the tunnel. And let me tell you something, you can't get very far in it because it's all like little tide pools. I got on a friend's back, a guy friend of mine, because I was not going to walk into that tunnel. And so I'm like, let me get on your back. And he's like, okay. So I get on his back, and about, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet in, he's like, I can't go any further. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because every other step it's water. In between, it's water, and I don't know how deep it is or anything. And it's so dark in there. And I'm like, yeah, let's turn back. That's a good idea. So that's exactly right. That's the Santa Cruz. So I used to live there. I don't know if I've shared with you, Kitty, but I've spent like half my life in California, and I'm so fond of Santa Cruz. I wanted to get back there so bad, but the cost of living is the reason why I haven't returned to California. Hey, Lemon. Oh my goodness. You know what? This is my fault. What time is it? Yes. Oh, hold on. Munchkin's about to switch up on us. This is my fault. I put the live stream time at the wrong time, Lemon. You're just now joining us, and we were getting ready to end soon. Oh, I'm so happy to see you here. I'm sorry. I've been like I've been forgetting to put comments up on the screen. So happy to see you here, Lemon. Oh, so happy to see you here. We've missed you terribly, very much. You are part of our crew, and that's never going to change. So whenever you're not here, we wonder where you're at. Keep in touch. I'm on Facebook too, Lemon. So, if you want to hit me up on Facebook, you always can. Of course, if you send me a friend request, I'll accept it, no problem. He's licking my arm. I don't know if you guys can see. This is a Munchkin, Lemon, my Chihuahua gecko. We were talking about Chihuahuas, and then we got sidetracked about Santa Cruz. And I'll tell you why here in a second. So my best friend, since high school, still lives there. And she found out a few days ago that she wasn't going to have a place to go like she thought she was. Some new landlords bought the property where she lives. And they had a 60-day notice to, quit or evict, basically. Thank you, Evan. He is adorable. I wish he'd fire up. He's fired back down now. He was fired up earlier, so he was really colorful. But now that he's fired down, his colors are much more mellow, and he becomes kind of like an olive green. This camera, especially I guess because the lighting is terrible. You just can't see him very well. There's lots of video of him on the channel. And I've had him now for over a year, little over a year. Yep. So, and they take 3 years to mature, by the way. I was, going over facts and stuff about them. And, the crested geckos mature in 1.5 years. But he's wide awake, Helena. He's being so good, isn't he? Now you know why he's my support Chihuahua. Lemon says, adorbs. Thank you, Lemon. And no, he's wide awake. So, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, the crested geckos take only 1.5 years to reach maturity, but Chihuahua geckos take 3 years to reach maturity. So that's the reason why I didn't know what sex he was for so long. and am just now barely able to tell because of what he's developing under his tail. So, yeah, I love him to death, and I will be getting some more soon. So be looking for that. There's a lot of stuff coming to TASA soon. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm just going to leave it as that. There's a lot coming up. So, and I'm going to kind of give you a little spoiler, but new members. We've got new members joining us here soon. So keep a lookout for that, of course. And sorry about my crazy hair. Like I said earlier, you guys are seeing me at my my like most basic, like pretty much no makeup. I threw a little blush on, I don't have my ears on. I haven't done anything with my hair or anything. Wasn't feeling too great. I did get a diagnosis earlier in the week that's sending me to the rheumatologist. So that's why you might notice I've lost a lot of weight and don't look that great. There's a reason for it. And I knew why. I knew I was feeling very, very ill. And so anyways, I took myself to the doctor and told her I know something underlying is going on. And I was right. Thankfully, it's not something, even more serious. And I just have to, take it day by day from here. I don't see the rheumatologist till May. They're very booked, apparently. So thank you so much, Elena. I really appreciate it very much. Yes, of course, the likes help, circulate my content. And I appreciate everybody that helps me circulate my content because I've been doing this for a while and I'm still making absolutely no money. But I do it for the love of it. I do it for the love of the animals, and I do it for the love of you guys. And I will continue to do it until the day I have to crawl to do it, until I can't crawl to make it to this computer. I'll be here. There might be some days that I miss. I hope you guys all, understand that. And like I did mention last live, I'm having some work done on my teeth next month. I'm guessing sometime I go for a consultation on the 12th. So I will, when I go for the surgery, I will not be on film at all for 2 weeks. So I'm going to, fair warning, but I will give you guys warning before that happens as well. Like right before it happens, remind you guys. So yes, just please bear with me. Some days, as much as I want to be here, I hurt so bad that it makes it so impossible for me to do anything. But one of my goals is to, no matter how I'm feeling, make sure that I'm here, show up, consistency. This was brought up earlier, consistency is the most important thing when you're doing anything with social media. And I know that my consistency on YouTube has, faltered, and it's my fault. And it's been, for a number of reasons. And mostly the biggest reason is not feeling well. But what I have to do is I have to learn how to overcome that and, edit videos regardless, and be here on Saturday nights regardless. And so that's my goal. And that's what I'm going to do, for myself and for what I'm trying to do and for you guys. Because I truly love each and every one of you. I hope you know that. That's the one thing I want people to take from, anything that I do. If you take nothing else at all, take love and choose love, no matter what. Please choose love. Not everything is a scam. Not everything is something bad, give love a chance. That's what I want you all to take from me. And, with that being said, my feelings have been very hurt recently because like I was saying, my best friend is desperately in need of some housing, and she's a single mother. And I made some posts that, I shared into a group called, You're from Santa Cruz When. And I had several people. Oh, Lemon, you're so sweet. Thank you so much, Lemon. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Your guys' support really, it means more than I can ever tell you. If you don't have support and you're trying to heal in any way whatsoever, it's going to make it close to impossible from happening. So, I'm going to need your all support. That's another thing too. I appreciate that so much because, just like I'm, going to dedicate myself to being here for you guys, I need you guys to be here for me too. And I really appreciate that you are. So my best friend basically needs a place, thought she was going to have a place to go and found out a couple days before they're supposed to get out that she does not have a place to stay. And I posted, and I'm being accused of trying to scam people. And not only does that hurt my feelings, even though it shouldn't, because I don't know these people and I'm never going to know them. And so their opinion should not matter. However, I'm a sensitive person. So when somebody says something like that about me, I take it to heart. I just can't help it. And then also, sorry, I say a lot. If you look back at my original first videos, it's all and then I had to make a video explaining why I say all the time. I didn't have to. I chose to because I could laugh at myself. So there goes. I don't like that people say things like that about me. And I've not asked a single person for money or anything except to try and help my friend put a safe roof over her and her son's head. And so to be accused of being a scammer is hurtful. And it's also what people fail to believe or think about, I guess, is that I'm a public figure. I'm not a huge public figure, obviously, if you look at the, subscriber count on my channel. But I actually have a way bigger following on Facebook, and I've only really been concentrating on that for the past couple months. It's amazing. It's 4 times the amount or something. So anyways, just to have someone say that about me is hurtful, and I'm not benefiting myself in any way whatsoever if I was out there trying to scam people. Oh, that's so frustrating. So there's this one lady that she actually really wants to help my friend, and she tried. She has a friend who has an Airbnb in the area. Unfortunately for my friend, fortunate for him though, it's being rented out till September. So she'd contacted her friend to see if that might be an option. And it's not, but she still is really feeling bad for my friend, as anybody should. The empathy should be there. The sympathy should be there for a single mother who has worked her tushy off and, and is in the situation that she's in. And she still wants to help. But she actually had to go on, she didn't have to, but she chose to go on to the post and defend me and say, I've been in personal contact with her for several days now, and she's not asked for a red cent. The only thing she's asked for is a place to put her friend's head and her son, so, that just really bugs me, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And that's what I wrote. That's where I was getting to. So that's I responded to her, trying to defend me, that really I've done nothing. I gained nothing from what I've done, what I'm trying to do, except apparently to hurt my public profile. And my fledgling business I've been trying for like 2 years so desperately to get up off the ground. Yep, I'm out there scamming people. People, please. One person wanted to know why I kept asking people to direct message me. And I had to be like, because my friend lives amongst you all and she deserves her privacy. And amongst, like above all else, I'm going to protect her privacy. So I'm not just going to splash her information, her story, or anything else all over the internet for you all to gawk at. Like, that's just not happening. Nice try. So if anybody really truly does want to help her, then you will direct message me so you can be given her information in confidence. Smiles. So yeah, that's what's been going on the past couple days. And you're right about that, Lemon. I think sometimes people do just want to fight. It's like that thing where the craving, and you see he just chillins. That's why he might support Chihuahua. Can you imagine Rusty right now, kitty? Oh my gosh, that gecko would be all over the place. I gotta make some more videos of him because he's just so cute and clueless. It's just so funny. So I couldn't help but pick him to be the one that I chose to like make that character out of. He fits it perfectly. But yeah, I think that sometimes people they just want the attention. It doesn't matter whether it's positive or whether it's negative. They just want the attention. And I would hope that an adult wouldn't behave like that. However, a lot of us do. A lot of us do. And that's why I said, amongst or above, I should say, anything else I ever do, please take love from what I do. Yeah. Kitty knows what I'm talking about. Did I ever tell you that I lost Rusty when I first got him?
What would you like to eat with your steak, like dip, like sauce?
Nothing.
All right. And
Thanks.
do you want like cheese on your broccoli, or just broccoli and butter?
Just plain, please. Thank you.
Yep.
So I have the most amazing boobah who's making me some dinner. Oh, he just sneezed. You guys missed it. I just made a video. I forget which video it was. Oh, the video where I'm doing the the good night, our little good night routine, which is actually something that I want to do here as soon as possible, is a reptile room tour, and then also do my daily routine, like what I do in the morning when I get up for everybody, and then what I do at night for everybody, and what the day in the life of a reptile keeper / breeder is. Kitty eats gecko. And if anybody has any suggestions whatsoever as for what they'd like to see in a live, or thank you so much, Lena. I love you. If they have any suggestions for what they'd like to see in a live, or if they have any suggestions for what they'd like to see in a video, please let me know. I have not checked the email in a while. I need to do that. I'm guilty. I figure no one's been hitting me up for merch yet, right? I could be totally wrong. I might get on there and there's I want an order for 500 of those acrylic holographic geckos you got. And then my jaw would drop and I'd have to buy more molds and I'd be like, okay, you got it. Thank you, kitty. He's the one who actually checks the email. I forgot to tell you guys it's not me. So, don't be surprised at what the response you get back might be. It might just be like a bunch of different random keys. I don't know. But he's my receptionist as well as my support gecko. Yeah. Thank you, Elena. So what are some more Chihuahua facts that we could go over? So, they are much bigger bodied. Of course, he's nowhere near mature yet. And you can see how big he is. And he's going to get much bigger. He's going to be about the size of my forearm and hand, give or take. Like I said, they're very large bodied geckos. And their tail, too, is, prone to fall off if need be. However, their tail does grow back, unlike their cousins, the crested geckos. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, it is completely prehensile, unlike their cousins who have a partially prehensile tail. The crested geckos, their tails are partially prehensile, not fully. And these guys have a little sticky toe pad. Thank you very much. Do you see the awesome booba that I have? You guys, I don't know if you guys can see. Steak and broccoli, all for me. It has to be plain though, because they can't eat anything with flavor. And if I have rheumatoid arthritis, I can't even have the meat anymore. But I'll eat it while I can. Thanks, booba. So, I wish you guys could smell that. That smells good. What? He's good? I just gave him a little piece of strawberry the other day. So I just gave Makumbo, our giant millipede, a piece of strawberry. I don't know if he ate it though. Oh yes, he will get much bigger, Helena, much bigger. That was nice, wasn't it? Booba's trying. He's trying. Do you want some steak? I hope that's sirloin. I'm pretty picky, you guys. It's either sirloin or filet mignon for me, or I don't want it. I don't like anything with fat in it. Except for everything with fat in it, except for meat. If that makes any sense. So if meat has fat on it, I don't want it. But if everything else has fat in it, I want it. I don't need anything low fat. Well, I drink my milk with no fat, skim milk for me, and that's the only milk I really like because I was raised on it. And I don't eat like any other though non-fat or low-fat foods, because if it doesn't have all the flavor and all the fat, I don't want it. But and actually, I kind of need some fat on my bones right now. Oh, that's not nice, Elena. Right? I'm all about the oh wait, medium rare. No, I thought I was reading medium well. I can't do the rare. Can't do it. If it's like too close to like it's alive, I can't do it. I used to not even be able to eat meat on the bones. If I had to pick meat off the bones, I couldn't eat it. But desperate times call for desperate measures, sort of thing. I eventually learned how to get over that one. Aw, thanks for asking, Lemon. He's doing really good. He's actually just right back there on my nightstand. Him and my female. I have two of them. And we played with them last weekend in their little houses. I can show you, except for the fact that I have a chihuahua on my arm and a plate of food right there. So yeah, definitely keep looking out for the community posts. They changed it from community section to posts, but I do put up posts in there. I just put up a post of longtail. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Yesterday? I don't know. One of those 2 days. So, and he looks so cute, you guys, so cute. So check him out. They're a way underrated pet. She says she passes out the puttanesca to everyone. So I don't know what you're talking about, kitty. Only about beef.
And Boob, I made her favorite.
Oh, chocolate chip cookies, you guys. They're a little well done. It's all right.
They're not well done. They're soft.
Okay.
Look, feel them.
Yeah, but when they get cool, they get hard.
I know, but they're soft.
Right now they are. Thank you.
Wait, they've been sitting out. They didn't just.
Okay. Either way, thank you. Can always dip them in almond milk. So, anyways, I can't eat crunchy cookies or crunchy anything because of my teeth, which I'm getting fixed, as I already mentioned. So that's not going to be for long. So excited. I don't know what the first thing I'm going to eat is. I'm just going to go to town. Actually, probably not, because I have very little appetite. And I don't eat very often. And there's no way I'm going to be able to eat all that food. I'm going to be able to eat I'll probably take 3 bites and be like, okay, I'm full. And he's going to be like, what? He doesn't like when I don't eat my food. He really doesn't. You too. And he's actually, him and his mother are part of the reason why I ended up with high cholesterol, let me tell you. No, I was already overweight, but then when we got together, we've been married a little over 3 years now, and we didn't know each other very long before we got married. So little over 3 years we've known each other. So when I first started coming around, his mom was cooking all the time, and that's a household. Like, you don't go into a Black household and be served food and not eat it. That's an insult, and that's not going to be taken well. So I was literally kind of force fed, and it caused me to I love Italian dishes. I've never had puttanesca. I would love to try it. My stomach is really sensitive right now, so I have an issue with tomatoes, but I'm willing. I've heard it's so good. I don't care. Like I said, I'm a glutton for punishment, like drinking that soda earlier. You hope the cookies are made of kitty. Me too. Oh wait, no, I don't want any fur balls. Forget that. I changed my mind. None of that. But yeah, the spiders are doing really well. I am a newbie with the jumping spiders. I've got plenty of reptile and amphibian experience, but newbie at the jumpers. I've had one other, and she was wild caught. She was one of our native. You can only find this particular jumping spider here, and they don't live very long. And she was definitely an instar 8. And when I we found her, she almost got crushed by the hose. So we took her in, and she unfortunately didn't live for very long because she had already lived her life. But yeah, so the jumping spiders are new for me. And I've actually been made aware that my jumping spiders are quite full and don't need any more food. I was, in the research and stuff that I've done, and through what I've been told and stuff from the breeder, that they need to eat twice a week. So I thought, they need to eat twice a week. That's if your jumping spiders showing signs of losing, weight, their size, like in between feedings. Like my jumping spiders are full. They don't need any more food, basically. Because I posted a video. I posted a video that I posted on YouTube too. It's called, my naughty spoot or something like that. But I posted a few in a few Facebook groups, jumping spider groups. And Haley herself actually told me, she's like, he's plenty full. He doesn't, I wouldn't feed him anymore. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you, Haley. And then I just read a comment today that someone left me in a jumping spider group. He's like, your jumping spider appears pretty full already. I'm like, thank you. Yes, I realized this after Haley told me so. But, I'm always open to, suggestions and ideas and stuff like that and learning because I don't know. I'm a newbie at this. So I really appreciate your letting me know this. So, yeah, I'm always open for, learning and for suggestions and stuff like that. One can never know too much. And there's lots of other Chihuahua facts to go over, honestly. But they're very similar to their cousins, the crested gecko. Booba, he has his moments. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. So, yep, exactly. You understand, Helena. You do not refuse a Black woman's food. You don't do it. And you don't not finish your whole plate either. And that's something that I struggled with. So what happened is that I was already overweight and I had done that to myself. But the constant feeding of me and like being forced to finish my food and stuff like that kept the weight on me, and I ended up with high cholesterol. Like, I eat like a mouse normally, and what I usually do is I'll eat a little bit and then like I'll take my food and I'll stick it in the microwave so it's not just out in the open, but I don't put it in the refrigerator so I won't have to heat it back up because food I just don't think is the same heated back up normally. So, and I want my dinner, to taste pretty much the same as like when it was made. And I don't mind eating stuff at room temperature, even though I know eating meat at room temperature after it's sat out for a while is not safe. I've researched long ago all about E. coli, salmonella, the trichin, whatever it's called that's in pork. And so yeah, that's not a safe thing to do. I don't recommend anybody doing it. But yeah, I'll eat like a little bit of my food and then I'll put it in the microwave and then like I'll go back and eat more of it later. Well, that's not okay in a Black woman's house either. So that was tough. That's all I'm gonna say. That was tough. So if I could have any pet, regardless of cost or anything like that, what would I want? A manatee. That's what I would want. How about you, Lemon? Manatees are some of my favorite animals. Oh, there he goes for you guys. He's actually showing off. This arm is being saved right here for a manatee and her calf. I'm a Florida girl. I moved to Florida when I was 6 to Miami. And I absolutely love manatees. They are one of my favorite animals along with owls. And I also would own owls too. And I've worked with owls. I've worked with raptors before, but I've never owned one. That would be awesome. So I am very, very fond of manatees, and they are, of course, endangered, and they need to be protected so badly. They're so important to our ecosystem.
I'm sorry, guys, babe.
What?
It's not even all your food. I didn't even give you macaroni and cheese.
I was kind of wondering, but that's okay. Would you mind putting some more margarine on the broccoli?
Yeah.
Thank you. He forgot my macaroni and
Even though
cheese.
it's soaked in melted margarine.
Oh,
You
it
really
is?
don't
Okay.
need no more.
Okay, I don't need more margarine.
You don't.
I love margarine. It's more like, do you want a little bit of something with your margarine? What's been going on, Elena? Geckos do sleep a lot, but they sleep during the day. They're considered crepuscular, which means that they're more active at dusk and dawn and then at night. However, I just consider them nocturnal. They're more active at nighttime. They sleep during the day. So, it's a pet that if you want to play with them during the daytime, that's kind of hard because if you take them out to play with them, you're interrupting their sleep cycle. That's been something difficult for me because I always want to play with my animals, but I never want to, stress them out or do something that's not good for them. So, they get to have their sleepy time most of the time. I only take them out during the day if I'm cleaning or if I need to do something with them. So, yes, that's what, yep, that's a manatee. That's correct. And many of them carry the scars and markings of those propellers. And it's so sad because they're so friendly and so gentle and they're protected. You're not to touch them. However, or even approach them, but they will approach you. And it's really sad because there's this one area, like in the Tampa Bay area, where they like to frequent and hang out. And there's a lot of tourists that go there, to have the experience. But like I said, you're not supposed to touch them and you're not supposed to approach them at all. But people don't care about that. And so they're constantly basically, molesting these animals. And it's sad. It's really sad. They are very highly endangered and they need to be saved. I've been made fun of. My kid's dad has told me that he can't understand why I think they're so cute, that they're the ugliest things he's ever seen. And I completely disagree. I think they're the cutest things I've ever seen. And something that they did for my birthday one time this was so cute. We were in the Fort Myers area visiting a friend at the time, and they have a place there actually called the they call it the manatee. I guess they call it like the Manatee Canal, I think is what it's called. And what it is it's the outflow canal from the power plant. And because it's warm water, they like it because it's constantly a source of warm water. They have to always have their water at a certain temperature or they'll die. They can't get into too cold of water or it'll kill them. That's why they hang out in those oceans, in the waters, the oceans where it's warm. So, anyways, what was I going to say? It's really sad. A lot of tourist groups, like I said, go out there and they end up getting, harassed and molested. And it's just really, really sad. There was something specific I was going to tell you, but it just completely poof. Well, maybe I'll remember it before the stream's over. I love sand boas. They remind you of your dad. Why is that, Lemon? Please tell me why snakes remind you of your dad. And that is a snake that I would like to get into. We do have the one snake. I will be getting into more snakes as my business grows, as I start to sell geckos and I'm making a profit. I am going to be branching out. Snakes are going to be one of the first things that I branch out into. We currently have the albino milk snake. However, I want to, get into more colubrids, such as the milk snakes and the rat snakes, but also the hognose snakes. That's one of the next snakes that I want to get, are the hognose. But sand boas are so cool. I just absolutely love the way the sand boas look, the way that they burrow, their movements, and everything. That's a good choice, Lemon. I like that. Nice choice. Thank you, babe. So I'm so fond of not butter so much. As a kid, though, I don't think it mattered. But margarine. Thank you. But margarine, I absolutely love. But when I was a kid, I must have been about 4. I had woke up and I didn't want to wake my dad and my stepmom up because they were still sleeping. And, I thought I could be a big girl and I can go get my own breakfast. Well, by the time my dad found me, I was finishing off an entire tub of butter. Like one of those big tubs that you can get at the store. An entire tub of those. I ate the entire freaking tub. No joke. I wish my dad was still here to tell that story. He probably could tell it a lot better than me. Yes, manatees don't hear all that great. And their sight isn't all that great either. So they kind of got that stacked against them. Oh, that's what I was telling you. So we were visiting my friend in Fort Myers, one of my best friends who's now passed on, as well as my children's father has passed. Both of them, my best friend 7 years ago and my children's father 6 years ago. But we were visiting my friend in which story, right? So I was visiting my friend Mike in Fort Myers, and we were aware that the area was very, alive with manatee activity. And so for my birthday, all I wanted to do was feed the manatees. That's all I wanted to do. So they went and they bought a head of iceberg lettuce and gave it to me. And we went and we walked to the overpass over one of the canals behind, the neighborhood where my friend lived. And so I'm throwing these pieces of iceberg lettuce into the canal and absolutely nothing is happening. And I'm like, what is the problem? I know there's manatees in here somewhere. Why don't they want the lettuce? Well, because manatees don't eat iceberg lettuce. They would have never gone for it unless it was a leafed lettuce. So that was, in complete and total, that was for naught. That iceberg lettuce was bought for absolutely no reason. But it was sure a very sweet sentiment. That was for sure. That was a very memorable birthday, and that's what matters. So why did you eat a bouillon cube, Elena? Please share this with me. I've eaten some strange things myself. Bouillon cube, though, not being one of them. As an adult, I've eaten some strange things. So Lemon says, because he used to tell me stories about he was young and lived on a farm. He used to find them with his friends. One time, him and a friend caught a few gardener snakes near their house. That's so sweet. Oh, that's totally understandable why you'd want a snake, Lemon, and why your dad reminds you of snakes. And that's a great story. I love that story. Thank you for sharing it with us. I appreciate it very, very much. I can't wait to hear more stories from you, Lemon, in the future. Is your dad still with you, Lemon? Oh, oh, oh no. I don't like capers at all, at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. Oh, that's like one of the most horrible things I could think of to put in your mouth. You're very welcome, Lemon. Thank you. Let me see it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lemon. That stinks. The best thing that I can say to that is if you have the opportunity, try and mend the relationship because we're only here for so long. And I've had to learn the hard way that someone can literally be there 1 minute and not the next. So if you can rectify, whatever the issue is and mend your relationship with your dad, I would definitely recommend doing that, And that way you guys can enjoy each other for all the time that you have. I love green peas too, but not capers. Yes, yuck. Ugh. Gross, gross. Gritty, gritty. So they said there's lots of more Chihuahua facts. I'm sorry, you guys. I need to buy a macaroni and cheese. This is Dolly Parton's macaroni and cheese. Not all that great. It tastes like that stereotypical, like cafeteria macaroni and cheese. But she has another, I think it is banana nut bread that mix that we used recently. And that was the bomb. Let me double check. And I'm going to go ahead and put Munchkin away because I am going to wrap up here in a few minutes. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Give me 1 second. Booba. Brian, what was that thing of Dolly Parton's that you liked? Was that the banana nut bread mix? Was it the banana nut bread mix that Dolly Parton stuff you liked? So yes, it was the Dolly Parton banana nut bread, and it is good. They are very good. Helena says that she sees the Dolly Parton cake mix everywhere. I would try it because, like I said, the banana nut bread mix is delicious. At least the macaroni, we bought and tried, and it, like I said, just tastes like stereotypical cafeteria mac and cheese. Sorry, you guys, my back is killing me. stereotypical macaroni and cheese that you would get from any cafeteria. Nothing special about it at all. So I don't necessarily recommend it, especially for the price. But the other products, I would definitely recommend trying. I mean, I would try all of them just to see how they are. Wouldn't hurt. But yeah, I've been seeing her products now everywhere out of the blue. Maybe Dolly is maybe her funds are lacking or something. She needed to find a new a new hustle. We love you, Dolly. We love you. Huge double bunt cakes. Those are definitely huge double bunt cakes. If I had bunt cakes like that, I'd be begging for them to be gone. I do too. Lemon bunt cakes are so good. I think I could live off of them. Oh, but then I'd gain back all that weight. That wouldn't be a good thing. So, and angel food cake. Love angel food cake. That like fluffiness, and it feels like you're eating air, but it just tastes so good. That's another thing too, you guys, that I've been working on. So I have a horrible sweet tooth. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I am so addicted to sugar. It's not even funny. And so I've been working on that. Like, I've cut out pretty much all the sweets out of my life. So the chocolate chip cookies are a big treat for me. I really have limited myself to pretty much just like a couple cookies here and there, or like, something similar that's sweet like that. You guys are all laughing about the double bun cakes. But something else I do is I sleep eat. And I can literally smash an entire package of Oreo cookies in my sleep and like not even realize I'm doing it. So, but sometimes I'm kind of like half asleep and half awake. And it happened the other night. Like I will like just fall asleep, and then like 20 minutes later, my eyes was like bing, and like immediately it's like food. Just the thought, food, and it not just food, but like cookies, cake, candy, like cookies, cake, candy, cookies, cake, candy. So I had to fight with that demon the other night. It wasn't last night, but the night before. I just fallen asleep. And it wasn't but 20 minutes later, I wake back up and my head's like, cookies. And I'm like, oh, I have some gluten-free Oreos. So I go to the kitchen and I get those Oreos. And I'm like 3 or 4 Oreos in. And I'm like, what am I doing? Because I realized what I was doing, and I was like, I've got to stop. So I like took like a couple more cookies out. I closed the package. I put them aside. I'm gonna quit sleep eating cookies, no matter what it takes. I've woken up before, like with food on my face, and I'm like, where'd this come from? And I look over and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's apparently where it came from. Sleepwalking and sleep eating is not a fun demon to fight with. It is good for laughs, though. It is good for that. Mexican wedding cookies. I don't think I've ever had those. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't think I've ever had them. Ooh, and biscotti. I love me some biscotti too. It's just so hard that I can't till I get my teeth fixed here shortly. I can't eat right now. It's just too hard. Although I could dip it in milk or almond milk. Like, soften it up. Like I'm probably gonna have to do it with the chocolate chip cookies. Oh, me too, Lemon. I absolutely adore Girl Scout cookies. My favorite, always have been, always will be, are Thin Mints. What are your favorites? And I actually was a brownie And then I was a Girl Scout, and I sold Girl Scout cookies. And I've had to actually get on some people on the internet recently about this issue of Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies, because apparently it's so controversial. We're apparently subjecting our children to child labor and all sorts of other things. So I had to get on them. Oh, I love macaroons. Oh, love them. So I had to get on a few people and be like, you know what? I was a Girl Scout, okay? And if they were using me for child labor, so be it. Because we had fun. Like, I remember those times. Like, we loved selling those cookies. And, like, especially when it was time to go out in front of the grocery store, I'll never forget what grocery store I was out in front of. I'll never forget that day. And I'll never forget how much fun we had trying to sell Girl Scout cookies. Like, don't take that away from the girls, man. They live for that. They live for their badges. They live for parades, and they live for selling Girl Scout cookies. I can tell you because I was a Girl Scout. True story. I was in a parade. I've been in actual several parades. I was in the Orange Bowl parade on the Burger King float back in 19 something. I'm dating myself bad. The caramel coconut. The Osi Dosis, I think is what they're called. I don't like coconut. I like the flavor of coconut, but I don't like the texture of coconut. So I can't do them. But I'm pretty sure those are the Osi Dosis. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. The little emojis are so hard for me to see. I need glasses. I have glasses. I'll show you guys my pretty, pretty glasses that I don't want to part with. I'm thinking about. I have really good vision insurance. They cover like $400, but I still have to basically pay for the frames. So, or not the frames, but the lenses. And I need progressive lenses. So, I love these. They're so pretty. They're baby brand glasses. And of course, they're pink. And those are real Swarovski crystals on the sides there. And I absolutely love them. However, I can see out of them, but they're not my prescription anymore. I went late last year, and had an eye exam done, and my prescription has changed. And I was going to get new glasses from the eye doctor that I went to, but their frames were outrageous, and I couldn't find any that I really liked, like really, really liked. I found one that I finally had like settled on, but I was going to have to come up with a bunch more money just for the lenses that I just said, forget it. So I'm going to go somewhere else now because it's a new year and my benefits have started all over again and got wasted last year. And I'm not happy about that, but whatever. It is what it is. Right, Kitty? Girls just want to have fun. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. We just want to have fun and then we're happy. It doesn't take much. Yeah, it kind of does, but so I've been wondering if I can take my frames in and just have my lenses replaced. You guys can't see the detail. It's got a really pretty floral detail, like inlaid in the side corner as well. And they were very expensive. They were an anniversary present, actually, 2 years ago. And I can't believe that my prescription has changed that much that I actually do need new glasses. That was actually surprising. Oh, bye, Lemon. Please, yes, we want to see you next Saturday. Have a good night, sweetheart. Much love to you and blessed be. We're going to be going soon too. Thank you for staying with us. We really, really enjoyed you tonight and having you here. If it's not for you guys, then I'm just talking to myself, and I can do that at home anyways. Have a good night. Lemon's so sweet. You all are. And we have gone way over the hour. I did not expect that at all. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you very, very much. I really can't tell you how much I appreciate you all. And of course, I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. I have a few videos I need to upload, but I haven't been up. I like to upload first thing in the morning because I've found that tends to be the best time to upload. Everybody's waking up, they're looking at their phones and their notifications and so on and so forth. So, or looking at the shorts feed or what have you. So I do like to post first thing in the morning. Yeah, I bet Kitty is, because that's all Kitty do is sweet. Love you, Kitty. And I love you, Helena. And and Kitty loves Helena, and I know Helena loves Kitty. But thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. I love you all, and of course, much love to you. And as always, blessed be. And I always hate to go. It's like parting from my bestest friends. You guys are some of my bestest friends, so go figure. But yeah, I emailed you, Kitty. So text me or call me either way. And same thing, pass it on to Helena. And Helena, please text or call me. And I will talk to and see you guys soon. Good night, Helena. Blessed be as well. And I'm glad you think so, Kitty. I think so too. I look forward to it. Good night.